Good evening. With the Ghana Learning Channel's News and Capsule for Friday, June 25, 2021, I am Kingsley Bryan. Here's a look at some of the top stories we will be covering this evening. We'll tell you that the EU allocates 150,000 euros to Guyana, and that money is to be used for the ongoing flood relief efforts. Ghana Revenue Authority to soon roll out PAB series, as current ZZ series is almost depleted. President Ali deems Operation Tradewinds a success and says such partnerships are necessary for peace. Also, we'll tell you that the next shipment of AstraZeneca vaccines are delayed. The minister said purchase vaccines to arrive shortly. And Ghana Restaurant Week launched, and this year sees an increase in participating restaurants. In the region, we'll tell you several Caribbean territories added to UK's Green List, and that is expected to take effect from June 30. And internationally, the Colosseum in Rome opened subterranean levels, and that would be the first occurrence of its kind in 2,000 years. And now for the news in detail. The European Union is allocating 150,000 euros in humanitarian funding in support of people affected by the recent flooding across Guyana. The country has been experiencing higher than normal levels of rainfall since May, and local authorities estimate that the subsequent extensive flooding has affected over 36,000 households across 300 communities. With severe weather expected to continue, the main risk is that due to low-lying lands and minimal tidal differences, flooding waters will recede slowly, hence generating stagnant pools that would contribute in increasing the risk of water and mosquito-borne diseases. The current EU humanitarian funding will be channeled towards the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies in support of their Disaster Relief Emergency Fund, and will be implemented by the Ghana Red Cross Society, which is present in all affected districts. The intervention will last for 3 months and aims at providing immediate support to 500 vulnerable families currently living in temporary shelters in the most severely affected regions of Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo, and Upper Demerara Berbice. And still on flood news, in a report from the Department of Public Information, it was noted that the Civil Defense Commission, CDC, on Thursday received $8.9 million from the Canadian High Commission to boost its flood relief efforts. Director General of the CDC, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, received a donation from High Commission of Canada to Ghana, Mr. Mark Berman, at the Canadian Embassy. The Director General, in expressing gratitude for the donation, said that the funding will go towards, among other things, shelter management and providing potable water for those affected by the floods. He highlighted that the Canadian government has, over the years, assisted Guyana during times of disaster, lending critical support in 2016, 2018, 2019, and 2020. With that, he said the funding will help tremendously in the CDC's response effort. Meanwhile, the High Commission expressed that through the Canadian Fund for Local Initiatives, CFLI, more support will be provided, such as personal protective equipment, safe drinking water, and shelter management support. Added to that, Mr. Berman said Canada is committed to working with Guyana for the relief recovery in the months ahead. The CDC has, since the beginning of the national disaster, has been receiving assistance to aid its flood relief efforts from the private sector and non-governmental organizations. And with the current ZZ series coming to an end, the Ghana Revenue Authority's Licensed Revenue Office will soon be commencing registration of motor vehicles in the PAB series. The current ZZ series, which commenced on August 28, 2020, has less than 200 motor vehicle registration numbers remaining. The GRA is reminding the general public that the registration for new motor vehicles is currently being facilitated at the GRA's Smythe Street location. Relocation to this branch followed efforts by the authority to reduce the influx of taxpayers at its Camp Street headquarters. Payment of the registration fee, physical examination of motor vehicles, and updates or amendments to motor vehicles registrations are also being facilitated at this location. Taxpayers are encouraged to visit the GRA's website at www.gra.gov.gy or contact its Tax Advisory Services section on 227-6060, extension 1201 to 1204 for more information as is required. And His Excellency Dr. Irfaan Ali said that partnerships stemming from the multinational military exercise, Operation Trade Winds 2021, are critical for the overall peace, security, and stability of the region. The head of state made the comments at a cocktail reception hosted at the Biridi Benab at the State House on Thursday evening to honor the heads of the participating delegation. According to a report from the DPI, the president thanked the local high commissions and embassies for organizing the event and pointed to the resilience of the participants, who were able to execute at a high level despite the many challenges of the pandemic. President Ali stressed that he wants to see the participating countries continue their strong networking and the building of integral relationships. The head of state said that security should always be a priority. Tokens of appreciation were also given to heads of the participation nations. The two-week U.S. Southern Command USSOCOM sponsored event officially brought the curtains down this morning. As hosts, ranks from the Ghana Police Force and the Ghana Defense Force trained in various military skills, including close quarter combat. They were also trained in marksmanship, emergency medical evacuation, search, rescue, and recovery responses, and mechanical and engineering repairs for both air and water transportation, among other areas. Along with Guyana and the USA, ranks from the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Netherlands, Brazil, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bermuda, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago also participated. And the University of Ghana on Thursday signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Caribbean Oceanography, Aquaculture and Subsea Technology, COAST, Foundation to collaborate on the establishment of a Subsea Center of Excellence training facility. This would now allow the university to deliver world-class programs designed to prepare students for careers in subsea operations and engineering. The MOU was signed by Vice Chancellor Professor Paloma Mohamed Martin, Dean of the Faculty of Technology, Ms. Verling Class on behalf of the University of Ghana, and Mr. Keith Lewis and Mr. Aaron Hardawar on behalf of COAST Foundation, during a simple ceremony in the presence of a few other faculty members and staff of the university. Professor Mohamed Martin expressed sincere gratitude to COAST Foundation for choosing the university and for understanding how important the National University is to fulfilling the present and future needs of the industry, noting that the Subsea Center will be its first of its kind at a university in the Caribbean. The Subsea Center of Excellence will be home to the first remotely operated vehicle simulator in the region, which will be the foundation of training and competency development programs aimed at supporting educational programs from the trade school through associate, bachelor's, and master's levels. This is a welcome addition to the recent suite of courses offered by the Institute of Energy, Diplomacy, and those in the faculties such as a degree and Masters in Petroleum Engineering, Masters in Renewable Energy from the Faculty of Engineering, Masters in Environmental Management for the oil and gas industry, and Masters in Management of Supply Chains and Procurement, all being offered at the university from September 2021. And Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony on Thursday, during the daily COVID-19 update, revealed that Ghana's next shipment of AstraZeneca vaccines from the COVAX facility, a global mechanism that was created to ensure the equitable distribution of COVID-19 vaccines, has been delayed. COVAX's shipment to Guyana of 38,000 doses of the vaccine should have arrived mid-June. But according to Dr. Anthony, the government received a letter from the facility informing of the delay. Dr. Anthony said the delay should be resolved soon, with the shipment expected in early July. A specific date is yet to be announced. In the meantime, Dr. Anthony pointed out that the government has been working with the African Union, a continental union consisting of 55 member states located on the continent of Africa, to procure a shipment of Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Amid the pandemic, COVAX emerged as a global effort between the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, CP, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, the United Nations Children's Fund, the Pan American Health Organization, and the World Health Organization, created with an ambitious mandate of ensuring equitable distribution of the COVID-19 vaccines. And on the lighter side, we'll tell you that the Ghana Restaurant Week 2021 was on Thursday launched, with an increase in the number of restaurants participating in the 10-day culinary showcase at standardized prices. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, the Honorable Unej Waldron, opened the 12th season of the event at the Bistro Cafe and Bar at Movietown. She said participating restaurants have been deemed compliant with the COVID-19 protocols and have received conditional approval from the Ghana Tourism Authority. The restaurants were encouraged to use as much local products as possible. Minister Waldron also urged Guyanese to support the event. The restaurants will offer lunch at a cost of $3,000 and dinner at $5,000 or $6,000. Ghana Restaurant Week began in 2014 and is spearheaded by the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana in collaboration with the Ghana Tourism Authority and numerous sponsors. And in the world of sports, we'll tell you that the Ghana Jaguars begin training sessions shortly after arriving in the USA. After touching down in Miami on Wednesday at varying times, Ghana's senior men's national team, the Ghana Golden Jaguars, engaged in their first training session on Thursday afternoon at the Gardens North County District Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And in news from the region, British Transport Secretary Grant Shapps confirmed in a series of tweets that Malta, Madeira, the Balearic Islands, several UK overseas territories and Caribbean islands, including Barbados and the Cayman Islands, will be added to the UK government's green list from 4 a.m. local time next Wednesday. The destinations added to the green list are Anguilla, Bermuda, British Antarctic Territory, British Indian Ocean Territory, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Montserrat, Pitcairn Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Barbados, Grenada, Malta, Madeira, and the Balearic Islands. The changes take effect at 4 a.m. on June 30. All additions to the green list, apart from Malta, will also join the green watch list, as will Israel and Jerusalem, signaling that these countries are at risk of moving from green to amber. The full list of countries to be added to the red list includes Eritrea, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Mongolia, Tunisia, and Uganda. Shapps also tweeted that it was the government's intention that later in the summer, UK residents who were fully vaccinated would not have to isolate when traveling from amber list countries. He said further details will be set out later next month. And that story was extracted and modified from Caribbean Loop News. And internationally, some things never change in Rome, and that's what they say. But the Colosseum has proved that theory wrong by opening its subterranean levels to the public. It is not only the first time in 2,000 years that the area described as the heart of the building has been open. Since the underground levels, or hypogea, where the gladiators and animals waited before going into combat, this is the first time in the monument's history that the public has ever been allowed in. Now, tourists will be able to walk through the passageways on a wooden platform and admire the corridors and archways, which interconnected the hypogea between the rooms where the gladiators and animals waited, before entering the elevators which would catapult them onto the arena. Back then, the hypogea was illuminated by candlelight, but with the arena's original ground level long destroyed, it is visible from the Colosseum's upper levels, and the sunlight filters down into its depths. The restoration project, which has seen the entire Colosseum restored over the past decade, was started by Todd's CEO Diego Della Valle and Rome's Archaeological Heritage Department in 2011. The fashion house has contributed £25 million for the operation. It has been carried out in 3 major phases, starting with a thorough clean of the monument's facade and then moving to the underground areas. A small portion of the hypogea was opened to the public back in 2016, and that story was extracted and modified from the BBC. And that's our news broadcast for Friday, June 25, 2021. Please join us for a rebroadcast tomorrow morning. On behalf of myself and technical teams, thanks for watching. Please join us for our NGSA Booster programs, and remember to observe all the necessary precautionary methods to fight off COVID-19. We're all in this together. Good evening.